Hello, the boys are back, so that means the ladies are back. We are talking Supernatural Season 13, Episode 1 and 2. Stay tuned after that opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh yes. I'm just gonna let this happen. Sorry, I know I usually don't do this on my shows, but it's Kansas, so you gotta do it. Don't you cry no more, especially because Supernatural's back. Hello, everybody! Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV's after show of Supernatural, where it's always fun and games, whiskey, and lots of ladies. I am your host, Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. I know that you guys are usually used to a Lindsay Wagner sitting in the throne, but I have decided I'll take it over, mostly just because she's going on her own mission of fighting monsters. So go check her out at Lindsay Wagner on Twitter. But I've got a new group of ladies.
Hey guys, I'm Lacretia Lyon. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet since there is only one.
There is only one. And then we've also got a brand new newbie.
Yes.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Shawna O, and you can find me on all social media at Shawna O if that's something you want to do. I'm a newbie to Supernatural, and I am hooked. I want to say I'm a sucker for Sam, and I'm a sucker for Jack, too, to be honest.
Oh, a 3-day-old. Get it, girl.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So if you guys are new to the show, welcome. Obviously, we're going to be just recapping, shooting the crap, and just hanging out and talking about our favorite boys. And if you are coming back from past seasons, you obviously know my face. But I'm also glad that you guys are back. So definitely check out the live chat. Lucretia's going to be handling that. Definitely check out Twitter. We usually use the hashtag ABTVSupernatural and put all the awesome stuff there, your theories, all that great stuff. I love talking about it. So since we only have a small amount of time and we got to do 2 episodes, before I get like super into it, what did we think of the 2 episodes? Like, just initial thoughts. One, are you happy that Supernatural's back?
So happy. I can probably speak for all of us to say I'm happy it's back, because since I'm new to it, I'm like, where was I? Where have I been?
Yeah, Supernatural's amazing. So yeah,
It is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy that it's in its 13th season, hashtag Dean Girl for life.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, like, it came in on a sad note. I mean, I'm very sad that we no longer have Crowley, and for the time being, no
it's kind of
Cassiel.
weird.
For the time being, though, because I did see Misha at Comic-Con, so.
I just don't think they
Yeah.
would kill off Cass like
No.
that. Like, he has to come back at some point in time. He's a huge,
Dean loves him
he's
so
a
much.
huge favorite. I'm wearing this because I'm mourning right now, and I don't want to get into it.
And Jack sees Cass as his dad, and I like that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I was very taken aback by that. I was like, oh, I thought we were just going to get an evildoer right off the gate. But no, we got a fresh, I don't know what's happening.
And this is basically the plot of the new Netflix film, Little Evil, but I like it. Even
yeah.
if you're the Antichrist, you still get to choose your right.
No, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to
Well,
choose what path. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, first of all, he did mistake Dean for his dad or Sam?
Well, I think he was
Yeah.
He was
mostly
like
just...
calling him father.
Yeah, at least to me, I thought it was like he was looking for him because he technically knew who Cass was. He just wasn't really sure where he was.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it kind of makes sense. But I'm definitely wanting to know when we get towards the end of both episodes, like where you guys stand with the season so far, because I don't know where it's going. At least for me personally.
Yeah.
So
You guys know I don't know where it's going. I was surprised when I saw a monster pop out. I was like, this is real deal Holyfield.
It's
Oh yeah.
supernatural.
Oh yeah.
It's supernatural.
It's awesome. So let's get into it. So the first episode, Lost and Found, obviously we pick up right where we left off. Cass has been stabbed by Lucifer, which yep, I can do it. And Lucifer's son has now become a teenager? Question mark? I don't really know how old his body is at this point.
Right.
Besides the fact that he's 3 days old.
Yeah,
Or
because
a day old.
I think, he says a line like, my mother said, I should come out like this
The world
to
will
protect
be rough.
myself. Yeah, so that made they at least sort of have a throwaway line explaining why he's a teenager, other than much like with soaps, it's just more story.
Yeah, right? I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing. I was like,
Right. They're like, how can
Rapid
you
aging
speak
syndrome.
English?
yeah. Oh, yeah, I did like that line of
Yeah.
the fact that it wasn't like he was speaking in a different language or in Dead Latin or tongues or something like that. I like that it was just, obviously for us, it's a little bit easier that we can have that, but at the same time, it's just it's just nice.
They gave us a backstory, which is the mom taught him English. She taught him everything he needed to know so that he could be equipped for this world, which is scary, a scary place.
Yeah, which is, I thought it was really great, especially because we obviously are not going to get Kelly for the rest of the upcoming season. So I like that she is since she was a huge part of last season, that she still is a huge part in his life. So I like that. I think that's really awesome. Of course, Dean, our boy, is ready to kill anything in his sight, especially when he's emotional. We all know how that works. So when he's emotional, he's like, I just want to kill things and move on and drink. Like, that's all I want.
Including Jack, which he's like, goodbye, die.
Yeah, it's very Dean of him to be like, yeah, I don't want him to live.
Yeah.
Because why? There's no point.
Yeah,
so,
Dean's like, he's a monster, and
that's what we do. Yeah. That's what we do.
I like Sam's perspective, though. I mean, he can clearly wade through all of those ideas that, yes, this is Lucifer's son, but he's first of all, he's is it called Nephilim?
A Nephilim.
A Nephilim.
Yeah.
Okay, so he does have a mixture, and he does have a beautiful, like, his mother was a great woman, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he does have something inside of him that is, like, good. And I see it in his eyes. That's why I'm a sucker for Jack, because I think he doesn't know yet.
Yeah, and you know, Sammy can't be one to judge demon babies.
No, God, no. Nope. No, he cannot. I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah. It's like Sam wants to believe that Jack can forge his own path so that Sam can. So, like, I totally understand Sam's perspective, but Dean's like, I just want to kill stuff.
No, I mean, again, we have our boys back, very much so. Sam is the voice of reason, and Dean's like, I just want to shoot him up and move on. Like, nothing has changed, which I'm totally okay with.
Renji says classic nature versus nurture.
No, and Donatello actually brought that up, which I really love that we were kind of seeing that, and we've been seeing that for seasons, and especially because we've already had 2 technically seasons of having to deal with children in this aspect, or the boys taking care of children. So it was kind of interesting to see it from a teenager perspective than from.
Yeah, because we've seen them with.
No, it wasn't God Sister. What was it? Who was that? I don't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But yeah, it's the same thing. I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
I was just going to say, like, you know, they've dealt with the wayward sisters, we would say.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But, you know, not as much as Jody with those girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a teenage boy now.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm really glad that we have somebody who can at least relate as like a younger brother kind of situation, especially because Sam doesn't get to play that role very much. So it's very nice. We still have our typical angels or assholes. Like, that hasn't changed.
Oh my gosh.
So I like that we didn't, like, you know, we picked up right where we left off, where he's like, oh, I don't care that he's dead. I'm glad that he's dead. We just need to find this boy. Like, that's pretty much straight up, like, that's how it goes. But when we end up finding out that Jack goes to that burger shack where they change all the menu things to butt, very mature. Police are called, and then the boys finally make it to that burger shack, and then there's that drunk girl. Did you guys suspect something?
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Right away.
Okay,
good.
Yeah.
She was too drunk. I mean.
Yeah, and also the fact that she was just kind of hanging out. And I was just like, okay, the camera's been on you too long. Yeah. Clearly you're important. So.
No, right towards the end when she's just watching them drive away, like,
yeah, I thought it was weird. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one, because everyone's like, because I was watching it with my family, so they were just like, what? What is she doing? I'm like, oh, no, she plays a key role. It's okay. She's too pretty. It's fine. But yeah, so yeah, they take Jack back to the precinct, and they take care of him. Apparently he loves nougat.
Who doesn't?
Did anybody think that he was eating that boy in that scene? So when the lights start to flicker and she's starting to walk down the hallway, and you hear banging and like grunting, and I was like, oh my god, he's eating this teenager right now. And then no, they're just eating candy out of a vending machine. No, just me as a dark person. just me.
I know. I'm surprised I didn't go that dark.
It's supernatural, just terrible
I think
things
Jack
to my
gave
mind.
me no room to go that way, because he's just so like wide-eyed and innocent. I just feel like he wouldn't even have the capacity to do that yet.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because of the fact that he's like, I'm hungry, and I was like, this can go in both directions.
Are you hungry for human, or are you hungry for something else?
Yeah, especially because he can't control his powers. We kind of saw that, so I was like,
Yeah, Renji90998 said for a second he thought that
Thank you!
He was eating him.
Thank
but
God. I thought I was like the only psychopath like that.
Nicole agrees with us, though. She follows right up with Jack eats candy, not people. And he loves the nougat, especially.
Yeah, I thought the nougat was a really fun little thing in there. I'm still trying to figure out how his powers work, because the fact that it's just spontaneous. I mean, clearly, for the rest of the first episode, and technically the second episode, he usually only reacts when he's in pain.
Yeah.
He wasn't in pain in this first one. It just kind of happened. So I don't know if it was like an overload of him using his powers too much.
The hunger could be somewhat like pain, though.
Maybe he ate too much candy, maybe?
I mean, before, when he was hungry, his stomach was probably hurting. It probably caused him to focus in.
No, smart. I didn't even think about that. I was just kind of like, is it just because you just were using the vending machine too much and you just kind of needed like a moment of just,
He was hangry.
Yeah, okay. That would be the worst way to get angry. I feel
it's
just
like
I know, just like, cause everybody
destroy the
pain.
vending machine now.
Yeah. The next part, when Dean and Sam finally get there, obviously when they find out that he's there, was anyone taken aback that Dean was just so open to the sheriff about everything, or we're just like, oh, he's probably just done?
No, I was so taken aback by that, because I was trying to imagine myself in the position of the sheriff. And I've never heard anything like this before. First of all, I just noticed that the thumbprint is like out of whack.
Oh, that was
not
cool.
a normal thumbprint.
Yeah. That was so cool. I really enjoyed that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the way it was. But when he said he fights monsters and all this, and she's just like, okay. I was surprised by that. I would have been like, how about I'm gonna get backup, and then you tell this story to my backup. I need about 10 officers in here now.
Yeah, well, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, Dean's just like, I'm done with this crap. Yeah, this is what's happening. You either believe me or you don't. We gotta get this stuff.
Yeah, because the fact that like Sam lied about, you know, he's like, oh, I'm an FBI agent. We're doing a case, and I was like, okay, cool. We're still doing that. That's nice, you know. But then obviously Dean's just like, nah, we hunt monsters and we kill the things that crawl under the bed. I'm like, what? Okay.
He's like, you ever seen a horror movie? She's like, yeah. He's like that.
And I'm like, okay.
It's pretty to the point.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't like seeing Dean in pain. We've especially if you've been watching all the way through. What happened?
No, I'm just laughing because I was like, I do, but in like, I think it's sexy. Way.
Well, yeah, that's completely different. I meant just like, oh, that sucks, but also take off your shirt. But yeah. So then, obviously, angels come in. They wreak havoc through the entire sheriff's office. I didn't think that they were gonna stab the other teenager, which I can't remember that dude's name off the top of my head, but I wasn't expecting that. Also, for him to survive. Yeah, that was new. I was like, because Supernatural's very good about just like killing off
murdering
everyone. Yeah, just murdering side characters. And you're like, okay, that sucked. I'm kind of sad, and then you just kind of move on. Like we move on to the next town. But no, like she put pressure on the wound, and he was taken off. And then obviously when she was able to come back, and also poor Sam, he got his ass beat. Like,
he did. Whoa! I was surprised at how like.
It's been a while, so
he needs some practice right now. He needs to go to the gym and hit up his little moves and everything because he got knocked out.
Well, I mean, I also keep forgetting because it's been a few months for us, but technically it's been 24 hours since he had to fight Lucifer and everybody, so he's probably tired. Yeah, he's a little tired. So I get that, but I just thought it was like, oh, Sam, come on, buddy, get it together. But I'm glad that Jack was able to come in, even though he still got stabbed, and I was like, okay. Is this it? Is he down for the count? We're done? Like, how are we going to do the rest of the season? And he just pulled that, I guess, like the knife, angel blade out. I don't remember what it's actually called.
That's what they call them.
But he pulled that out of him. And he was just like, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
And I was like, okay, this is something totally different. And they usually,
powerful. And
I wasn't expecting there to be red blood because there's so many different types of demons and stuff that we have to deal with. I thought it was going to be like black or something different. So
it was interesting that they gave him red blood, but I guess because he's part human.
He's part human, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, we had all that happen. I like that they called him the Golden Boy. So the fact that obviously we know he's here for a bigger picture kind of scenario. And that he can do anything. Well, mostly anything. So I'm also trying to figure out like how.
What can't he do?
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's what we're going to be getting for the entire season is mostly just seeing him progress through his powers. So
Which is super dope. I mean, his powers already are like explosive and just like very amazing. I love how they're exploring this idea of him not being able to control his powers, but exploring his humanity while he can't control his powers.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I've liked about these 2 episodes together is the fact that we got to deal with him not just being like, you know, either too rambunctious with his powers or just kind of like, oh, I don't really care. It's more along the lines of he's dealing with the fact of when a teenager goes through, he's like, you know, the fact that he's going through this change, doesn't know what to do about it. Right. His parents are 2 men who don't know what they're doing, and it was just kind of nice. And we'll get more into it after that. But we had that really sad, you know, last 5 minutes of, you know, obviously they dealt with that kid that got stabbed. They took Jack back to their bunker, or not bunker, back to the house where they started at, and buried Cass, Kelly, and Crowley technically. And that was crazy, especially when he was just like, what do I say? And going through that whole speech of like saying goodbye and knowing that there's hope, and it was just like, wow, Supernatural writers got me.
That was a profound speech.
I was in tears. I was like ugly crying, like looking at my TV.
I was like, even though I know I saw Misha and he swears he's back, I'm just like, no, it's still emotional.
Wasn't he not supposed to say that? Or somebody said that Cass was back by accident during Comic-Con or a convention?
One of the guys. Misha just popped up on the panel.
Oh, did he?
They planned it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, come on. But yeah, that was a very sad episode, but it was also kind of nice because it was like, okay, now we're moving on, and now we have a new thing that we have to deal with. So,
and just to say that the very last image just burned in my brain. No
pun intended. Terrible.
But it was burned in my brain. The 3 guys just like staring at that big fire of renewal, but at the same time of destruction, possibly. Yeah,
it's like that pretty much set up the fact that these episodes are going to be rough, pretty much. And I like that we're getting deeper and deeper, like with the seasons to progress. I'm very happy about that. But I think it was a very good premiere episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Casket Fan 1 brings up the kid that got stabbed's name was Clark, which brought up a good point, as you were saying, like, with Jack, him learning these powers is very similar, like Clark in Smallville and stuff.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Look at the correlation. You smarties in the chat.
Oh, Supernatural writers. I hope that's what you actually intended. If not, our fans are just so damn smart. Anyway, so episode 2, The Rising Sun, which I thought was really funny. So I love that we got to go back to hell for a little bit, see what the demons were up to. And the fact that they're just like, I guess we'll just hang around and drink because we don't have a leader. And then this beautiful, long-haired, salt and pepper man walks in with a southern accent, and he's just like, get back to work. And I was like, who is this person?
I love Jeffrey Vincent Parise, who is this actor. He is from General Hospital, actually.
Okay, thank God. I was like, I've seen him in a soap before. I should know which one.
Yeah, he was Carlos Rivera. And so you'll see a lot of people from Supernatural from General Hospital, or vice versa. You know, they share a lot of people. Yeah. Because they're pretty.
Yeah.
When I saw him, I wrote down younger Colonel Sandals.
No, that's pretty much what he is before he went white-haired, for sure.
I love this character. I am so excited because I was super sad about Crowley.
I was like, what are we going to do? Because we need our kind of comedic relief, but also that powerhouse that we love that is in hell. So I always, my head wants to say Asmodeus, but I don't know if that's correct. So it's Osmodeus.
Because I wanted to call him Mozart. I'm like,
because I was thinking because every time I heard them say his name, I was like, Amadeus, and I was like, no.
So but anyway, he's the fourth
prince of hell, and so I love that he just immediately was like, okay, you and you come forward, okay, and everybody F you, like, bye.
And with hashtag make hell great again.
Oh, I love that they brought that back from the last season.
Do you love that Trump jab though?
It's kind of great. Well, it's kind of great.
Make hell great
and
again.
Speaking of other, characters from General Hospital, like James Patrick Stewart's character years ago was pre-Trump. So.
Yeah, so I thought that was really funny that now we're kind of getting into every person besides Crowley who's taking over hell as like different versions of Trump. It's insane.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
I love it. But anyway, so now he's obviously going to be the new not new Lucifer, but he's going to be the new person in command, but he's also trying to find Lucifer, kill him, and then also get Jack back.
Because he has some history with Lucifer.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
because clearly
he's bitter.
Yeah. So I'm assuming assuming that Lucifer probably did something to him, and it was not great. So I'm very intrigued.
Lucifer, did he
humiliate him in some way, shape, and form? We didn't get much details. We just know that there was obviously something going on in the past that, I just wanted to know why he was fourth. That's what I wanted to know. I was like, who's ahead of you? Who's the third? Besides Crowley and maybe Lucifer, question mark? I don't know. But if anybody knows, put it in the chat or put it in the comments down below if you're watching later. So we also get to go into the other dimension. We get to see Mary, which is great that she's still alive. Yay.
That dimension is called the Breach.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, it's not nice that they're in there, but I'm glad that we get to see it.
She's not dead.
Well, yeah, because I definitely didn't think we were going to see the Breach until way later into the season. So I'm glad they're bringing it up now, but it's in snippets. So I like that Lucifer's not going to kill her. That's great.
Lucifer's freaking hilarious. He
had me I love that actor.
On the floor laughing like, wait a minute, is this the devil?
Yeah.
Because he is hilarious.
Well, I mean, there's a whole show called Lucifer where the devil's just downright devilishly charming.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's quite great.
I haven't checked it out.
You should. It's really good.
It's one of the best shows on television after this one.
Yeah, duh. So the fact that we have new lackeys, Mary and Lucifer trying to figure it out, but I'm going to save for like all of Mary and Lucifer towards the end of this episode. So let's just stick with Dean and Sam, sorry, and Jack.
That's our couple name.
Yeah, damn. Because, damn. Dean, Sam, and Jack are...
brothers, that's sick.
Well, there is fan fiction. They've read it. It's great. If anyone's living under a rock, don't read it because it's graphic.
That will be me, and I'll be reading it tomorrow, guys.
You should if you want
I'm
to.
A daredevil.
There are some teenagers. I'm like, please don't read that. It's really bad for you.
It's not for your age.
Brothers, that's sick.
It's sick. So Dean and Sam and Jack, they're trying to teach him to kind of be human. I love that he was mimicking Dean as they were eating burgers and having beer.
That was adorable. What did I say? Hashtag monkey see monkey Dean.
Yeah,
monkey see monkey Dean. I love it.
Oh my god, I love that.
I did think that it was one of those situations where Dean was not really feeling that, but Jack was just learning. But I don't know if Dean is the right person for Jack. I think Jack should mimic Sam versus Dean.
Here we go.
Okay, you have not watched the other ones, have you?
I haven't, but what I do know is what I like.
Yeah.
Okay, and
you'll get there. Trust me, you'll get there.
I like his good little soft.
Sam is the more girl of. That's why he's bitch and Dean is jerk.
Yeah,
but
you'll get there when you watch the other seasons. You'll know what we're talking about.
When you watch all the other ones, you know that Dean is the fatherly one, and he is the one that really cares, and Sammy's a little selfish. So that's the thing is once you've watched all of it, because at first Sam seems like the cute one, but no. You watch
reality
it and
will
then
kick in.
Yeah,
okay. It's just because
is the fatherly,
especially when Dean's in trouble, especially or if he's dead or something like that. No spoiler alert there. Yeah. But that Sam becomes more of a selfish person, especially when he gets to that episode when he has no soul. Sorry. Exactly. And just all that kind of stuff. You get to see the real Sam in that aspect. But
does anyone in the chat like Sam or
no? There's a lot.
Alone? No. There are plenty of Sam.
There are plenty of Sam lovers. That has not changed.
Well, hashtag Team Sam for this.
That's fine. No, good. I'm glad. Okay. I like that there's diversity. I was usually the only one that was rooting for Crowley on my panel.
I love Crowley.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, Crowley, or maybe that was maybe that was Kimberly. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. So so it's always really nice to have them kind of have to deal with that comedic relief through episodes. So I'm really happy about that. But I love that they also the book that he throws at him. Here, read this, and it's the Bible. And I was like,
that's funny.
Great job, writers. Again,
I love how Dean pauses when he's watching Scooby-Doo and is laughing himself, and then he's like
no, I'm trying to be a parent.
I'm trying to be a parent.
I'm trying to punish you.
I didn't get that. I thought they should let Jack watch TV. He's like, this is wonderful.
No, Dean's trying to not see him as a human, so he's pretty much just trying to treat him as, you're one of our monsters that we have in captivity here, and I'm not going to connect with you. And then that's why he's so mad at Sam for being like, why do you like this kid so much? Right. You're too connected, too attached. But I love that that's what they kind of did, was that they went through, going through creation and showing them how this works, and how your dad, the person that you're technically supposed to be the son of, is Lucifer, who's an angel. And I love that we it wasn't a long drawn this is what happens. It was okay, here's a summary, here's some side notes,
here's a Bible,
here's a book.
Yeah, figure it out.
What you want.
Yeah, and I like that because it wasn't if you've been a Supernatural fan from day one, we get to deal with that a lot. And angels and demons, hello. But I like that we don't have to pound it into people's heads about religion, period. You can believe what you want. That's how that show works, which is great. But then we get a person who adds to that, Mr. Donatello, a.k.a. our prophet, who, that is my Colonel Sanders in my head. Yeah. Yes. So it's really nice to see him back, especially because I miss, oh my god, I'm forgetting the first prophet's name, the Asian guy. Can't remember his name. Kevin, yay!
And he's coming back.
No, I saw pictures. So I'm glad that he's going to be coming back. I'm assuming that maybe something happens to Donatello, or they're just going to be separate prophets. I don't know how that works. So I'm really glad that he was able to come back, and they were kind of, the fact that he said that he felt him from wherever he was at and drove or traveled towards, that's insane. That also really worries me about angels and demons for sure. I mean, I thought more trouble was going to happen faster, but I'm glad that we're not doing that. We're kind of taking it slow.
Wait a minute. For me, when trouble happened, it happened a lot.
Maybe it's just because you and I are that's just how supernatural is.
I was clutching my
that's how supernatural rolls. It's just danger all the time. Yeah. So I'm like,
You're like, hi, that person was really important. Now they're dead.
Now they're dead.
And this isn't even November.
Yeah, exactly. You're like,
that's supernatural.
Yeah.
I mean, shape-shifting and things like that. Like when you see Dean in the bar and he's talking to the waitress.
That happens quite a bit.
Now, listen, I don't know if it was just me because I'm a newbie, but I totally was expecting for a little flirtation, a little love connection.
Oh, it gets there. Just not right now.
But I'm saying, I was not expecting for the skin of the lady to be behind the bar and for that to be... What's his name? Amadeus?
I want to say Amadeus every time.
Yeah,
I'm just going to call him that.
Osmodeus or something like that. It's close enough.
I'm just going to call him Amadeus. You guys can get mad at me all you want. I don't care.
Amadeus.
No, I'm just going to have that playing now every time we're like, let's talk about Amadeus. Just like play that cue. But yeah, so we know that he's obviously looking for them. I love that Donatello even brought up the fact that it's nature versus nurture between the two of them. I also like that we try to do a tattoo thing happening. I loved that, which I'm also getting that in a couple months, by the way, on my shoulder. Because I wanted to have it on my chest, but I don't think it's going to work out. But definitely going to have it on my shoulder somewhere because I love that tattoo. But I wasn't expecting...
the perfect tramp stamp.
I mean, true, but my lower back is already pretty messed up. Probably don't want to add a tattoo on there, just for me. But definitely on my shoulder, just because it, but I love...
work.
Well, one, I love the fact that they're like, okay, you're okay with this? And he's like, yeah, whatever. Sure, whatever. And as soon as he's just starting, and as anybody who's ever had a tattoo, it depends on your pain level, but like for some people it doesn't hurt at all, and for some it's like, oh my god, I can't do this. Oh, I've only done like 2 dots, so you're gonna have to figure out what you want. So I love that he barely started up the tattoo gun, barely touched his skin, and immediately threw him back against the wall. Yes. It was beautiful. And
but I love how he recovered though. Like he's still like, okay, I'm gonna still do it.
He was like, all right, okay, I'm back. I'm a little concussed, but I'm gonna do your tattoo.
I mean, no 911 call, no nothing.
Yeah, I'd be like, nope.
You're a little concussed, and also your tattoo gun machine is actually, or your tattoo machine is messed up. So nah, it's okay.
But even as the tattoo guy, I would be like, you know what? The guy after me comes in a few minutes.
I'll just wait.
You guys just wait.
Hang out. But I love that. Like I thought it was just gonna be just the chest tattoo. I didn't realize he was also gonna get another one in the middle of his like chest, stomach, and abs, which I was like, oh, shirtless, yay. Yeah. But
yeah, because he was Anarchy and Arrow too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with this. I needed your shirt off more often. But I was not expecting it to soak into his skin. That was something I was like, oh, that's completely
that's
new.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know what that specifically means. I mean, clearly we know that he can't be killed or branded or marked in any way, shape, and form, because we saw when he was stabbed the first time that nothing happened
immediately.
Yeah,
I love when he was just stabbing himself, and Dean was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh my god, that freaked me out. I was like, this is weird.
I totally thought he was suicidal. I felt bad for him. I literally, like, my energy levels went down. I got serious. I was like, wait, this is suicide?
I think that's kind of, I mean, I don't think he was trying to kill himself, at least in that scenario. I think he was just trying to figure out his body, which is, again, speaking to that teenager, but on a whole different level. It was interesting.
Yeah, he was just cutting himself to see if he felt
anything.
Like,
I mean, he
was
crazy.
Listening to 9 Inch Nails all over.
I know. I was like, I feel like we're back in the 90s. Like, what happened? I didn't mean to jump into that, but like, it was just interesting to go through. But yeah, I had a moment of like, whoa.
But it was super like it was an inner conflict. It was like identification, like issues, because he's like, who am I?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was going through it.
Again, I like that we're able to hit these deep topics, because the fact that he is technically a teenager trying to figure out himself, but again at a whole different level of like, what is my existence actually? Like, you know, instead of just being a living being, he's also like, people want to use me, I don't get it, you know. So I'm really happy that we're hitting those topics. It's early on too. It's awesome.
And how cute was it when he gets the beer and then they're like, how old are you?
Yeah,
how
old he's like 3 days, 41 minutes, and like 50 seconds. Yeah, so I like it. Like in their head, they're like, oh, whoa, you're still a. Oh wait, no, you're
what
an
do you do?
Angel. You know what? Fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm assuming he probably doesn't get drunk. I mean, I don't know because he is half human.
Yeah, I mean, the Flash can't get drunk.
Exactly.
So
he didn't seem drunk to me. He only took a few sips. But how do you guys like the way Dean handled it though? Right? He's stabbing himself and saying, "Who am I?" And Dean is like, "Listen, you are a demon, and if I ever have to kill you, I will."
But I like that. Dean. It's very Dean. I like that he wasn't just like I didn't want him to just immediately turn and be like, I'm gonna protect you, you know, kind of crap. Like, I'm glad that he's like, if you're cool with me for now, you're alive for now. But the minute you turn, we're done. Absolutely done. So I like that. Like, it's not like, you know, that he immediately became this different person. So I'm happy about that.
Dean's saved the world from apocalypse. How many times?
I don't know how many times. We're 13 seasons in, guys. It's been 13 years for frick's sake. My God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously we had the shapeshifting thing. We're going to go back a little bit. And we had Donatello, Amadeus pretending to be Donatello, which is so weird to put in my head.
Weird.
These names right now.
But it's like Ninja Turtles and Mozart.
Yeah, it's weird. But the fact that they're still talking about it as parents and like trying to figure out everything, they find out that Amadeus took him to the specific spot, which are the Shadim. Is that correct? Is that what he said? I don't know. It is.
Chat.
It's SHEDIM. It's the group of soldiers that Amadeus is trying to take out from this like specific part of hell. Like they're like the worst of the worst.
It's the
apparently.
mouth of hell.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, so the fact that he was trying to get Jack to open up the gate, and obviously it was working. We saw something crawling out. But then as soon as he saw that his family was in danger, his dad's not my dad's, and
so cute.
I love.
He's like, don't hurt them, and he immediately closed up the gate, and I don't really know what he did to Amadeus. I can't tell if he did that on his own accord, that he teleported, or Jack teleported him.
What I think went down based upon what I saw. First of all, I want to just touch on the fact that Jack wasn't easily able to do that. That took a lot of strength and focus for him because he had no control. But it's like he just kept saying, "Do it for God, do it for God." It's like,
I mean, because it's Donatello, it makes sense.
Right? He knew exactly what to say, but that whole time when he had them suspended and they couldn't breathe, I was like holding my breath too. That was so scary. And then when he finally let him go, what he did was he turned on him. He was like, "You hurt my friends," and he started to glare his eyes at him. And I think Amadeus was like, "Let me go ahead and peace out because this is not going to be good. I saw what he could do with this."
Yeah, you can imagine. I think at least Amadeus knows that there's obviously he hasn't even hit his potential power. He's just at like skin level at this point. Right. So it's very interesting to see where this is gonna go for him.
And I wanted to know. I wanted to just see the face of the soldier. Like maybe just let him come out a little bit and then go back.
Now they gotta save that CG budget for that finale. Like let's just be honest, okay?
Right.
Just gotta wait. But yeah, so obviously we had that touching moment at the very end, and we understand what's gonna. I didn't think it was gonna end like that, but I was okay with it because we got a lot. But now we're gonna shift into Mary and Lucifer just to get through that because that was a little bit interesting. Yeah. So we're in the breach dealing with that. Lucifer's like, "I'm gonna keep you alive because I kind of need you to trade because I really want my son and I don't really care about you, but I can't kill you. That's not how that works."
And then Mary says, "You couldn't possibly want to raise a child." And he's like, "You don't know what I want."
But that's why I want to know, like, what plans do you have? Are you actually like, I just want lineage, or are you having a different plan of like, I actually need you for a bigger thing? Like, it's very interesting, but that's why I love Lucifer, because you never know what's happening with that guy.
Yeah, I love this iteration of Lucifer as well as the Fox one. Yeah. Because it's a more complicated character. Mark Pellegrino is such a great villain anyway. So, like,
I just love a villain a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I mean, have you seen that face?
Yes.
I'm an adult. Anyway, so.
Yeah, Casket Fan 1 brings up that scene of the creatures coming from the ground reminded them of Buffy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is the feel I get from this show, and that is why I'm so like a new fan, because I'm just like, this is what I've been missing, you guys. Which one of my friends didn't tell me about Supernatural before now?
No, seriously, you gotta get on it. Well, I mean, they're all on Netflix. You literally can just binge through all 12 seasons and just go for it. And if you like a female version of that, Winona Earp is on the same boat. We'll get into that another time. But anyway, so we end up meeting up with one guy who I'm assuming was human at that point when Mary I don't know if it was a meteor or a flash of light, but he was a hunter, and we got to meet up with him, and he was hella creepy. And Lucifer pretty much was just like, hey, nope, and punched through his chest. I was definitely not expecting that either.
Loved it, by the way.
I was very happy about that. I love how he was just like,
right.
Gross.
But I love how, like, usually in most, like, of these type of horror things, they go through the front or you see it blasting. But this time, it came right at us, like, almost 3D when he came through the back of him.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
I jumped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Also, was it Renji? Renji was like, I would like a Supernatural Buffy crossover. Yeah. Yes.
Please call
I'm sorry,
Sarah.
I think Buffy is the original Hunter, to be honest.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
It is, for sure.
But yeah, so I like that we also get to meet up with angels who were in tactical gear. That was new.
That was interesting. I love the breach, and I can't wait to see Bobby in this
I know.
again.
I'm so excited. I also love that actor.
And then there's, but we didn't mention how there's, I guess angels throwing. What is that? Are they coming down? Or are they throwing?
Well, they're at war, so I'm assuming it's probably some sort of weapon or meteor or whatever that they're actually using, some sort of weapon, a ball of light that they're killing people with.
Okay, because at one point I thought Mary was gone.
Oh, I definitely did too, but I was like, oh, she used that as her cover to escape. A smoke bomb. But I like that the angels like didn't care. They're like, yeah, that can't be right, but we're gonna kill you anyway because we're angels and we're in war, so you're gonna die. And the fact that, of course, Lucifer, which they forget how powerful he is, but I was really scared that he was gonna snap and nothing was gonna happen, and then they were gonna get captured, and then we would know more about the breach at that point.
Right.
But I'm also glad that we didn't have that, because then we get to see that Lucifer is powerful. Doesn't matter what dimension he's in. That's great.
That one snap.
Yeah, which again makes sense. I mean, we got to see it with Amadeus, where he was able to just literally choke them into powder.
Yeah.
Great. That's why he's the fourth prince of hell.
Very
we get it. Yeah. So
black eyes and all.
And then we got to see Michael, Archangel Michael, and he came down and they got into a fight. And I was like, okay, great.
I mean, but it was a real fight. I thought that for some reason, after I saw Lucifer like snap and just kill everyone, I thought no one would be able to fight him.
This makes more sense,
but
because they're on the same level.
And then when he came, first of all, that actor Christian Keys, hottie.
Yeah, I was like, can we have more of him, please?
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
I've never seen him in a role like this because he's usually like doing like holiday pictures and stuff like that. But he killed this role, and he was scary, and he was a contender for Lucifer, which I liked.
Which I don't know what his plan is either. Like, I love it. We're just, I mean, again, it's only the second episode, but I like that there's so many questions up in the air because he's like, I could kill you, but I need you. And I'm like, okay, now we're just using
the same line.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so we're just following, but that's also where I'm worried about Mary, because I'm like, what are we going to do with her? Because if you need Lucifer and Lucifer needs her, are we going to just all band together and become like this crazy group of people? Is Bobby going to get involved? How does this work? So I'm assuming, which we can get into predictions now because we've pretty much covered everything. Thank you.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV
predictions. I love the spooky lights. So, next week we're getting Wraiths, which is going to be really, really cool. We haven't seen those guys in a while, so it'll be very interesting to have them back. Now we're probably going to get into more Monsters of the Week for sure as the season progresses, which is fine. But at least before we get into that, what are your predictions about Jack? Just to get that out of the way. Like, what, at least for right now, like, what are you feeling? Do you think he's just here along for the ride, or do you think he's actually going to be used for something?
Yeah, I feel that both sides have a secret agenda where Jack is concerned, and that's why it's good that he's with Sam and Dean, and I feel like this whole season is going to be them sort of teaching him another way, and then the end is Jack sort of deciding whether to be good or evil. Got it. And Billie Jean girl tweeted me something about they kind of brought Michael back, but then they didn't bring back Adam. Like, that was sort of interesting. But I feel like we will see Adam.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be more of that. We just don't know yet because we also don't know how what we're doing with actors right now either. Exactly. So question marks. But I agree with you on that.
Yeah, because we definitely need to see Chuck and Gabriel. And,
and I think they did say that I think Chuck might be coming back.
Yeah.
Question mark. So I'm hoping that that's gonna be something, especially because we had Dean, which I forgot to bring up, that he was praying. And then obviously he beat up the sign and everything. But
that prayer was shady to me at first, and then it went over into because remember that I'm not understanding
that's how he prays.
How God is in the show. Well,
he's like Chuck, and I'm like, wait a minute here.
Yeah, he got all. Yeah, when you watch the other ones, you'll find out.
But I did read up that Chuck is God, so I did get that. But then the way that he was saying you owe us one, and I'm like, this is not a good prayer. You need to be begging. You need to be saying, I will do whatever you want. That.
Yeah, his prayers are very short. He'll be like, hey, like when he used to pray to Cass to get him down, he'd just be like, hey, Cass, where are you? Really need you right now. Get your ass down here.
And that's it.
Yeah, and it works. That's just Dean's prayers are very short, sweet, and simple. That's why we love him. So.
Well, it looks like Chuck hears all prayers. So,
yeah.
Except this last one that Dean prayed because nothing happened.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm assuming we're gonna get more into that, and that's what I'm hoping for. So, but yeah, I'm very intrigued to see that. And what do you think about Mary and Lucifer?
Yeah, I feel like that we're at least going to get Mary this whole season. I don't feel like anything is going to happen to her. I think that this whole Breach storyline is she's going to get more introduced to people like Bobby. And I think that's going to be sort of like a separate thing. And that may be where Kevin comes in.
Do you think Bobby's going to try to get her back to our world? Or you think she's going to stay there for a while?
I think she's going to be there for a while, but that'll be who gets her back. I mean, because that's just what Bobby does.
Yeah, I figured.
And Billie Jean Girl brings up a good thing in the chat. How cute was Jack watching Scooby-Doo? It's kind of foreshadowing to what's going to happen.
True.
Yeah, because there's a Scooby-Doo episode coming up.
Someone else said that Cass used to watch Scooby-Doo.
Yes, he did. So, I mean, Cass used to watch a lot of TV, though. Like, I remember when he was into The Wire. That was funny.
Yes.
But yeah, it is really nice that they decided to put Scooby-Doo in there, especially because I can't wait for that Scooby-Doo Supernatural episode. That's going to be intense.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, I think that Jack is probably going to be, following his human lessons and trying to figure that out. I definitely think that he's going to either get kidnapped by either our hell demons or our angels again, and he's probably going to learn more. He's probably going to have a moment of like, you guys lied to me about something, and then he has to decide. For sure. I'm hoping that it's not like we control you to the point where like they mind control him, like they find that key thing that makes him into this like demonic thing that he can't control himself, and then he has to break it, and then he ends up dying in the end or something like that. Yeah,
there's a lot of supernatural.
She has
way
it
of
down.
Going.
She has predictions.
That's just how my brain works after watching 12 years of Supernatural. It's just like, I can see him being like, everything's great, and then Dean's like, okay, I think you're like my little brother now, and it's like, nope, now he's a destructive piece of crap, and now I actually have to kill you. And you like see those tears that come down. He's like, do it, Dean, Dad, do it.
That's why I'm like, Mary will be alive until they see her, and then you're like,
it's gonna suck.
That's how this is.
But it makes sense. Like I get it. So yeah, I'm very intrigued, and I'm hoping that Mary stays. I think Mary will stay for the entire season, but I don't think she's gonna get it because I think we have season 14? Question mark.
I think so. I mean, and we also have the spinoff Wayward Sisters.
Yes, which I'm so excited. So I don't really know where that will entail with our characters, but it will be interesting. So Mary's up in the air for me for right now, but Jack, I definitely think he's not going to last after this season. That's my prediction for now. That's just my long season prediction.
And the chat wants to see Becky come back.
I know, I saw that. I was like, okay, I'm down for that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, Becky with the good hair. Anyway, but I would definitely want to know what you guys think of the first 2 episodes. How are you feel about Supernatural being back? Obviously, we all love it. So, and definitely let us know like what your theories are for these past 2 episodes, or the fact of the whole entire season. Ladies, where can the fans find you to talk to you about more Supernatural stuff? Lacretia.
Hey guys, I'm Lacretia Lyon, so you can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one. And if you are at LA Comic Con this next weekend, be sure to check us out for the Comic Book Exchange live at 4 p.m. on Saturday. We'll be in room 410, not 420. I get that confused.
Go ahead.
I'm Shawna O. You can find me on all social media at Shawna O if you very so want to. Please hit me up, you guys, on Twitter and let me know the things about Supernatural that you think I need to really, really know. Because I'm about to be on it. Next week, I'm going to probably have on a Supernatural costume. You never know.
Do it. Join me.
I'm one of those people that likes to get into things.
I love the plaid. No, I love it. It's definitely, I think that's actually a Sam shirt or a Dean shirt.
Yeah,
for sure.
I
they
was
have
like,
a red and black plaid. Yeah, it's definitely it's very a dark Dean shirt. You guys can find me again all over social media at ATorres890. That's ATORRES890. Definitely check us out next week. This is going to be our new time, Sundays, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we're going to be talking about Supernatural. So we're going to try, if we haven't watched on Thursday, we're going to try to avoid spoilers at least until we actually watch it. So help us out. I really appreciate it. Also, if you guys have anything that you guys want us to really talk about for the next coming up episodes, let us know for sure. I have lost all my words. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you guys next Sunday for episode 3. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.